Hello, and welcome to the Occasionally Relevant Gaming Show. I'm Phil D.
And I'm Scott G.
He didn't say Scott part this time.
Yeah, I learn from my mistakes sometimes.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but hey, we're getting relevant. We're getting relevant this time.
Relevanter by the week.
Relevanter by the way. That works.
That's what's happening.
I
Yeah.
think we got a little bit of mush mouth going on between us, man.
We've been. It's the rain.
It's the rain.
Rain makes you mush mouth. Did you know that, guys? Watch out when it starts raining. You get the tongue twisters.
That's right.
You think what if you had a tongue twister, like it was a
Like something that actually twists your tongue? That'd be horrible.
No, I was talking about like if you had a tornado in your mouth.
Again, I think that would be awful. I don't like
Still
that.
bad,
This is a bad
Start
image.
throwing your teeth around.
Oh.
It's bad. Yeah, and then you have a
I got bad teeth as it is. I don't need a tornado fucking with them.
little dude in a truck riding after it.
That's right. Some cows in there.
Game over, man. So Ys, you finished Ys.
Oh yeah. Well, at least the Unica part of the story.
So what else is there?
There's a Hugo, and then there's a third guy.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. I don't really remember his name.
Third guy.
Third guy.
Okay.
Guy but I'm gonna go. I finished. From the way that I judge how I finish games.
Yeah.
I've essentially beaten the game. You know.
Okay.
I know that the storylines are supposed to diverge, but essentially, I doubt they're putting me in different like dungeons or levels of the tower. For the actual levels. I doubt I'm gonna get any different bosses.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe a handful, you know, of the like actual character bosses, but as far as like the big giant demons or whatever, like I doubt the gameplay itself is going to be very different.
It's probably just going to be story differences.
It's going to be story difference, and I'm very interested in it because I absolutely loved Unica's journey. Like I really did. And, like I started out just really, really loving the gameplay because, like I said, dude, I just love moving around.
Oh yeah.
I love the action. The action is solid. You know,
the sprite art.
Yeah, sprite art is beautiful. The music is fucking rad. And you know, the game overall is just fun to play.
Yeah.
But then like the story at the very first, I felt like it was lacking. I didn't know if I was going to be that engaged with the characters, but man, by the end, like I was really invested and really kind of like, you know, there were a lot of really endearing moments throughout the story.
And it's not a princess story,
and
right?
It's not a princess story. And Unica is a fucking badass.
Nice.
And here's the thing, man. Like the story itself and the dialogue for some of these games, especially like JRPGs, the writing, the concept of the writing can be good, but some of the writing can be really cringy.
Yeah.
The writing in this is on point, you know, like the characters make themselves, you endear yourselves to the characters very easily throughout this story, and there's never a point where you're just like, oh, that's some cringy dialogue. I actually found myself like cheering for the dialogue and actually laughing like at what the characters were actually saying, and even when they were going on real long tirade exposition, it was still fascinating because, you know, you're learning about the world, you know, and this tower that you're ascending,
Demon Tower.
What's
the tower called? Do you know what it's called?
I think it's just the tower. I don't remember, but anyways, it was fun. It was a fun game. My favorite boss is Construct. Construct. Like, I mean, most of the bosses are fun. Some of them are assholes.
Does he have a hard hat?
No, he's just a big fire demon dude. He stands up in a lava.
I thought you were fighting Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder? Yeah, that's what it is. Bob the Builder comes out of lava.
With a hammer.
With a hammer. Can we fix it? No, you can't. Bam.
So Construct. He's a lava
Construct.
man?
He's a lava demon.
Okay.
And you're in this circular, like, where like a circular platform.
Okay. Yeah.
That it will sometimes dip under the lava, so you got to like jump and be
man,
and move around and shit. and he'll shoot shit at you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like, he does that thing where he slams his fists on the platform, and you got to run up and detach his hands. So he has to attack you with his head, and that's when you whoop up on him.
Gotcha.
You know, and that boss fight, like, it took me a couple times to figure that. Anyways, that was the funnest boss fight I think I've had in an action RPG, or really RPG in general, in a long time.
Construct, man.
Construct.
Is there a boss rush mode or something along those lines in this game?
I know there's
boss
like a
arena
thing like a time attack.
Okay, I
like
bet that's
that.
something like
I
then.
just unlocked, and then there's like a speed run function.
Okay,
You know,
cool.
which I'll definitely be diving into those because I'm gonna keep playing this game. This is rocketed up to being one of my favorite games of all time, and it's kind of sold me on the series. I'm still a little hesitant about picking up, say, Ye 7.
You should. I want to say there's a couple others that are
there's
earlier
a couple
in the series.
Yeah.
That are like because Origins is the remake of the first one, I believe.
Well, it's a prequel.
It is a prequel.
It is
so
a
they
prequel.
have a remake of the first.
I mean,
one or two or something.
Yeah,
maybe,
I'll
maybe
definitely
even
have
3.
to look that up.
Yeah,
but I am definitely interested in trying out other parts of this series and seeing how those work. I'm a little hesitant to go like to the full again, like Ye 7, the full 3D, because a lot of the phonetics of like that kind of gameplay don't feel as comfortable to me when it's full 3D.
When it's a 3D game.
Just I don't know they just don't carry the same amount of fun of just running up and just buzzsawing motherfuckers, you know. It just seems like it's a little less responsive than what you could
Which,
get.
I mean, Origins is 3D. It's just isometric.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's isometric 3D. It's not full, you know.
And again, I haven't played any of the other games, so I'm not saying, hey, this is how they are. I'm just saying that's my fear rushing into this series, but I am gonna stay hopeful.
Well, I will say this: I know that you were talking about playing the other games.
Absolutely.
You can most likely run a handful of those. You'd be able to run Origins on your computer, and you could probably run some of the other titles that are in that vein. So you could pick them a couple up from Steam.
That's a good idea. But something I'm probably not going to be able to run on my PC, and it makes me kind of sad, because I love this series, Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3, man.
Yeah. So that looks like a real fun game that I'm not going to get to play.
So that launched on Friday? No, when did it launch? It launched earlier this week. And it looks great.
Yeah, it does.
Good old classic isometric RPG, turn-based. It's D&D. It's just D&D.
Yeah. I mean, it's just. Come on. It is Baldur's Gate. If you played the Baldur's Gate games, that's Forgotten Realms. That's D&D.
And they did it. They did it, man. They brought Baldur's Gate to the new era very well. I think it looks great. It looks like the gameplay's nice and smooth. It's a PC exclusive. Again, that's what he was getting at.
Sad face Scott, because my PC is not for games.
Yeah, you guys should look up the trailer. Check out some of the gameplay. It's very cool. If you know about Baldur's Gate, you already know what you're in for. It's D&D with a bunch of Cthulhu on it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Your computer at this point's. It's fine in general, but you're definitely
it does what I want
behind,
it to.
But
I didn't build that PC to play games, and that's now I'm like, oh man,
it wouldn't hit Baldur's Gate 3.
It wouldn't hit Baldur's Gate 3 is what I'm saying. It'll do what it's supposed to,
but if you wanted to upgrade, AMD actually are just releasing their new 5000 series.
Yeah, so we got some updates on the AMD shit that we were talking about the past couple episodes.
And I'm going to throw some numbers that only matter to some people, but we're talking about a 20% performance gain in IPC.
Yeah.
So it's instructions per clock. So what I'm saying is that even if the frequency stays the same, even if the speed of the CPU stays the same, it runs 20% more efficiently per frequency, right? So just already. But all of those clock speeds are going up. So not only is it 20% more efficient, I want to say it's another 10 to 15% faster than the previous. And then they're releasing a 10-core, 20-thread CPU this time to compete with Intel at a much cheaper price. Intel's fucked. Intel's continuing to be fucked. And for you, of course, I wouldn't say you should go buy a brand new Ryzen 5000.
Oh, no. But
it makes the older ones so much cheaper.
Absolutely.
Every year that this happens, the old ones go down by like a third, half price.
Yeah.
Easily.
And I don't need the latest and greatest.
No, you just need something new.
I just need something better.
Yeah. You need something that has a nice SSD and all that kind of stuff, you know,
Right.
and some of the newer features, you know, and so like one of those new features would be having M.2 storage,
right?
You know? I was talking last week about the Xbox's proprietary storage,
right?
Which is.
It is what it is. It's an
what
old
it is,
industry tactic. Microsoft is just being very blatant with it in the era where you know people care about that shit.
And now looking at, because I was a little reactionary to it just because it's a $220 fucking memory card when the system is $300.
Almost,
you know?
Yeah, most of the system.
Yeah, or half of a system if you get the big boy, you know? So it's a price that's hard to rationalize with the cost of the system is all I was getting at. But when you look at the cost of these M.2 drives,
right?
Normally, now that the PCI Gen 4 M.2 drives are coming out, which is part of the Ryzen 5000 series thing, they're supporting these M.2 drives. The Xbox and the PS5 both use this same new Ryzen architecture, so they're using PCI Gen 4 fastest shit, right?
Yeah.
So now everybody's going to get this fast storage. Well, turns out that those drives cost the same in just standard M.2 format.
Oh, okay.
For the speeds that we're talking about, for the proprietary memory for that, it costs the same to get a 1 terabyte drive in M.2 format for your PC or for your PS5.
Right.
Because the PS5 had a full teardown.
Yeah. We watched that, and let me say that's the way teardown videos should work,
dude. It's
just a dude with the thing he's taking apart. He's saying, "Hey, this is this. Just the information."
He had like 2 screwdrivers.
That dude was on point.
He had a big screwdriver, and then he had a little screwdriver.
Yeah,
and that was it. Man,
let me say the most interesting thing with that to me is when he took the base off.
Oh,
and there's a little compartment on the base where you can put the screw in, and then there's a little plastic piece to cover up the screw hole.
Fancy.
I mean, this is one of those. Man, you're just showing off at this point.
Really? Yeah.
That's really what that is. I'm just.
Sonny was like,
flaunt it if you got it.
Can we hold the door for you?
Yeah.
Would you like an Andes mint?
Exactly.
Yeah, I would.
We didn't ask for it. We didn't know we wanted this until we got it, kind of thing. That Andes mint tastes good,
man. Yeah, the way that it pops off and then pops onto the side of the system.
Yeah.
And basically, you pop a base off, you pop the side of the thing off, you take a sticker off, you pull a screwdriver out, take a tiny screw out, and then you can put a new SSD in your PS5.
Absolutely.
And so the speed of the 1 terabyte SSD that you put in there, it seems to be about the same as the memory card for the, so that's the reason.
They're essentially the same thing. And
generally,
yeah. And would these end up being like the same price or
about
would the other?
Yeah. So as long as Microsoft scales their price over time according to what SSD prices go, then this really isn't that bad of a model. It seemed a little ridiculous, and the prices are fucking insane, but that's because it's bleeding edge memory technology.
Absolutely.
I have to remember that.
This shit's expensive at first.
It just is expensive, yeah. But it seems like maybe you'd be able to put a slower M.2 drive in the PS4 and still be able to deal with it. I don't know. Maybe it has to be of a certain benchmark. We don't know about this yet.
Absolutely.
So I might be able to just put another, 500 gig whatever that's much cheaper. That's like a Gen 3 PCI 3. But I don't know. I don't know. But
we will update you when we can.
Yeah. but I'm very happy at how easy it is to pull that thing apart.
Yeah, just for basic cleaning purposes.
Just for cleaning. Yeah, they have dust catchers in the thing, man. dust catchers.
You can suck that dust out.
And put it right back together. In the dust catcher, you don't have to do anything with a screwdriver, I don't think.
No, not at that point.
No, you just pop the side off, hit the dust catchers, pop the side back on, and you're good.
Yeah.
But if you want to, with not too many more steps, you can take the entire cylinder fan out of it. I mean, it looks like the fan in like a shop vac. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like one
absolutely.
of those, a turbine fan, which
Yeah.
it's fucking super cool.
That's awesome.
Big old, like, I don't know, what would you say, like a 5-inch, diameter
man,
circle, something like that.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, maybe a little smaller. Yeah,
You
maybe
know,
a 4-inch.
You can get a good cup on it.
You can get a good cup on it, yeah. And it's but you can pull this thing right out, clean the whole thing off, put it right back in, vacuum out your system minimally, and you can make sure that you don't have the dust buildup that we've always had problems with systems, because they make that wall of entry a little scary for people.
Well,
this
yeah,
is removing that big deal here.
Absolutely.
You could probably even not take the fan out and just like suck at it.
And it'd be fine.
And it'd be fine. Like if you took your finger and spun the fan and sucked at it,
sucked at it
with the hose on a vacuum, you'd probably be fine. Yeah, I'm super happy about that. That's super good news.
That's good design.
It's good design.
That's good design.
They also came in with some really great news, which is that out of like the 4,000 games for the PlayStation 4, only 10 of them are not backwards compatible now.
And most of these games, I mean, I don't know if anybody's going to pitch too much of a fit about.
Yeah. So what do we got so far?
So DWVR.
Yeah, which I have that. It's
Yeah,
Kinda like
Afro
Doom.
Samurai 2 Revenge of Kuma Volume 1.
I'm sure someone cares.
That's a mouthful.
Did they make a volume 2?
I don't know.
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no. TT Isle of Man, Ride of the Edge 2. Just deal with it. Just deal with it.
Yeah, just deal with it. Just deal with it because
Just
you're not
deal
going to
with-
play this fucking
yeah, 'cause
game.
You're not going to play this game. Shadow Complex Remastered.
Which I like Shadow Complex a lot. That's a cool game. It's like a Metroidvania.
You were telling me about that.
Yeah.
That sounds really fun.
Very cool.
Robinson the Journey.
Robinson the Journey is basically a VR tech demo from Crytek, and it looks good, but it's not a great game.
It's not really much of a game.
No.
Again, it's just
it's a walking simulator tech demo kind of thing.
And that's fine.
It looks pretty. My
We got
kid
plenty
really
of
enjoyed
those.
it. Yeah.
No.
Baby T-Rex. That's what you get. Baby T-Rex.
That might be worth it right there.
Really? Baby T-Rex in VR for $5 isn't bad. I'm just saying. But not on the PS5.
Right. Continuing the list, We Sing, Hitman Go Definitive Edition,
Yeah.
Sadwin, or
I don't know.
Shadwin?
Never
did. Yeah. Anyways, and Joe's Diner.
Joe's Diner. Okay, yeah. No,
So that is the list of games that you will not be able to backwards compatible for.
That's
that
you can't
get
backwards compatible
PS4
these.
on the PS5.
They're backwards incompatible.
No bueno.
No bueno. No es bueno. Diez gamos. Is it gamos? I don't know what games is in Spanish.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean that's pretty solid though. Out of 4,000 games.
Yeah. And again, I mean, I doubt anyone's going to cause much of an uproar
About those. No.
About those,
and they could potentially patch them.
This isn't like they're saying, you won't be able to play like an Uncharted or
No, you'd
like
be able to play anything.
Really,
Yeah.
or like a
Hey, we all know what we want to play is Bloodborne not at 30 frames per second. That's really what we're all
hoping for.
If you patch this fucking game, if you just all of our lives would be better. I mean, like really, it's kind of funny, I'm talking to my buddy Trey. What are we gonna get launch day? Because we're looking at the launch day stuff, and there really isn't a shit ton. There's a couple of things.
That's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's launch day. There'll be more games.
To be honest, this launch is still better than a lot of other launches. They got Demon Souls and a Spider-Man. So it's a new Spider-Man, but it also has the old one. If you get the deluxe edition. So if you pay the full price, which is $70 now for games,
but
we'll just not talk about
just leave that there. We'll just let that hang. over your heads for a bit.
But if you pay the $70 for the Spider-Man, it's totally worth it because you get the Miles Morales, which is normally a $40 game, and the entire first game.
Yeah.
And they're all...
I mean, that's good. That's not a bad deal.
Spec'd up to the same graphics, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are two really solid launch titles. And within launch window, we're supposed to be getting Ratchet and Clank and I think Returnal and like a couple of other really cool games. So
it just seems like there's something for everybody. That's kind of the approach that they're going at. Yeah. Not trying to focus on like one thing, like, hey, here's a whole bunch of shooters, or hey, here's a whole. They're just trying to say, let's put one out for the people that like, furry animals with robots on their back. Let's put one out for those guys that like to die a lot, by dragon. Let's.
Do you know about Bug Snacks?
No. What is Bug Snacks?
Bug Snacks is intriguing, man. It's a game that me and Trey are both kind of going like, I don't want to like this game, but man, it looks like I might like.
Kind of making it hard,
Yeah, it kind of looks like a more my style Animal Crossing.
Okay,
like a little bit more odd, like less cutie Nintendo, and a little bit more odd puppet.
Right,
kind of style, if that makes sense. It's like if like
I can kind of see it.
Like that weird little toothy doll that I got my kid, like that, or like Jim Henson style,
right?
Like if it was that kind of thing, but it's Animal Crossing.
It's Animal Crossing,
kind of like interacting with other weird little characters and doing favors for them, and there's like a village of people.
What if Animal Crossing, Dark Crystal?
Yeah, but not so
not so fantasy.
Not so fantasy. More just weird little puppets. Like you're like, huh? Okay, yeah, okay,
okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Interesting.
It's a weird game that I think we're gonna end up digging. So there's that kind of thing, but I mean, other than Demon Souls, I'm probably not gonna pick anything else up day one.
I mean, might as well. You're gonna be jamming on Demon Souls for a little while.
Oh, and did you know that there's an Astrobot game that comes with it?
Oh, sweet.
Comes with the PS5. Did not know that. There's an Astrobot game. And it's supposed to show off all the features of the thing. It's going to be a more full-fledged game than just like just
that makes sense.
But
just to already have like a game.
Wow, we used to do that, didn't we? You remember buying the Super and it coming with Super Mario World? Yeah, because guess what? You need a game.
Might as well buy one.
Man, I don't know what that
the old is new again, guys.
That's right, yeah. But my whole thing is that there are going to be so many titles that are just going to look and or run better on the PS5 that I've already played.
Absolutely.
Like, I want to see what real 4K 60 God of War looks like. I want to see what, non-choppy Last Guardian looks like. Yeah. I want to see what all of these things.
Throw in that what is it, that HD Shadow of the Colossus.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All of these things that kind of have some frame rate problems.
Absolutely.
And I am probably going to be playing through Bloodborne as soon as I beat Demon Souls. That's really going to be the case. I'm going to fucking beat Demon Souls and I'm going to go,
Soulsborne it up for a bit. Yeah.
Which is funny, but I just beat Demon Souls on now I legitimately own 3 copies of Demon Souls right now. Okay,
right.
I thought I only owed 2. I have a third one. I think that disc is fucked up though, so I can't actually play it, but that's not the point. I still own 3 copies of the game because I have 2 normal editions, one red and one normal, and then one limited edition.
Right.
So I downloaded an ISO, but I have this game 3 times. So fuck you.
Exactly. I've already bought this.
Okay. And but I did that so I could play it at 4K 60 on the computer, and for the most part, 4K 60 works fine on my PC. I have like a 1080, and that was fine.
Yeah.
And man, I'm gonna turn right around and play through it again. On
PS5,
yeah,
because I mean, might as well.
I didn't cheat on the PC version. I just played it, but I also know the game now. you know, and have been playing it since it came out,
so
since
you
it
can
launched.
you can probably run through this pretty quick.
I can roll on a lot of stuff,
Absolutely.
and I'm hoping that this is enough of a change that I don't walk into it feeling like, oh, okay, well, I've just done all this
It's just
before.
the same
it's just
thing.
prettier.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I want there to be a little bit of a difference. I want the bosses to fight me a little different. I want I want that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping for. But with Bloodborne,
If you're gonna re-release it, you might as well polish up some shit.
yeah, because they're going the full gamut, man.
Yeah.
So hopefully they also mix it up on you a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
That'll be
you
good.
know? But with Bloodborne, I just want that game to not run at like 20 something frames per second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, it's just like, no, I just want this to run.
That's
better.
it. Yeah. Have my parry timings better. Yeah, I'll fuck you up now.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's not the parry, it's the gun, but still.
But still, it's pretty much parry.
It's a parry. So I'm going to be playing a bunch of Souls and a bunch of old games to see how they run on the new shit.
Hell yeah.
So the weird one though, man, is I pre-ordered this PS5 and I went ahead and got the camera.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I got the camera, assuming, because of course none of this information was out, that it would replace the camera for the last gen PSVR.
Yeah,
you know,
just wholly replace it.
Why
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Why wouldn't it?
Right? Well, they are requiring for playing PSVR games on PS5 you to have a adapter to plug your old camera in. Okay?
Yeah.
Which is like really it's understandable.
Yeah.
These games were made for this specific tracking. They're fine-tuned for this tracking. Why wouldn't it, right?
Right.
But we were told something along the lines of like, oh, you'll get enhanced tracking with this. I think
by using the
new camera.
The new camera.
Yeah, not the old one, but the new one. So I was thinking maybe both cameras plugged up together would do some kind of thing. That doesn't seem like the case. No.
Not really. No.
What does seem like the case though is that in the future, because their wording for this camera not working is that with that the new camera will not be compatible with PS4 games. Okay? It doesn't really say that it's not compatible with the PSVR headset. It does not say that games going further that use the PSVR headset would not potentially use this camera for better tracking.
Right.
It just says that for the PSVR PS4 games,
the current games that are currently out,
you're not going to use the new camera.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense to me. Okay? So there's something that didn't really occur to me until, I don't know, a week ago.
Okay.
The fucking PSVR headset supports 120 hertz. It doesn't do that on the PS4 because it can't output more than 90 frames per second for real.
Absolutely.
But if you had the power of the PS5, outputting at 120
is really
very possible.
Yeah.
Right? So we'll actually get an upgrade to the PSVR headset baseline right there potentially.
Absolutely. Like, just with the current device that you already have.
Yeah. And the funny thing about the 120 hertz thing is like, you know, a 90 hertz image is nice and smooth, right?
Right.
And although the resolution isn't going to get clearer when it comes to that 120 hertz boost, it will appear clearer because you get more frames. So when you move your head, you're getting more frames for every pixel.
You're not getting so much choppy.
You're not getting so much chop, right? And 90 is pretty smooth, but 120 is going to be smooth enough to where it appears clearer because you're just seeing more frames.
It's right in front of me.
It's another, it's another.
It's like I can touch it.
One of these days.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be weird. What if you were suspended in like goo that hardened in places?
As like a VR like thing.
Just suspended in a goo thing to where like any kind of force could be, you know, like you walk up to a wall and it becomes the wall and you press up against the, like it'd be a
2220s, man.
Yeah, man. One of these days.
One of these
man. One of these days.
We'll just suspend ourselves in goo.
It's totally rad.
We have come so far.
It's only slightly radioactive. Okay, you only have to.
Gonna have to really want to play these games.
But no, my point is more just along the lines of, you know, I thought that the PS VR would support the new camera. I was hoping.
Hopefully.
And I was hoping we get better tracking for older games, right?
Right.
That's not going to be the
doesn't
case. It
seem
doesn't
the
seem
case.
like it.
Yeah.
And you have to order a special cable to plug up your old camera.
Oh,
which
to
they,
the PS5.
Yeah, which I kind of want to do now. I want to order that cable fucking now.
Yeah.
So I have it.
Dude, jump on that shit.
Yeah, but they don't have any kind of thing.
Oh, they don't have any way for you to buy it
Yeah.
yet.
They've just said, well, you'll need one. Well,
you're on that refresh watch.
Yeah.
What you're on.
Really? At least there's less
like,
people.
Quit playing chicken, motherfuckers. Just
Well, see, I wonder about that because that actually gives me a good context here. Is if there's only like 7-8 million people that have a PSVR headset, right? Then maybe, and how many of those do you think are actually getting a PS5 on launch, right?
Right.
So as long as they
probably significantly less.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got a good chance of getting one of those adapters.
Yeah, I don't think you got too much to worry about.
It's like I didn't exactly expect the camera to sell out, and I don't think it has.
Yeah.
But I know the systems have.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
like the camera and the headset and that kind of thing, I don't think the accessories
stuff,
I don't think have. Yeah. I might get the media remote too.
Ooh.
I like a play button. Isn't that crazy? You have a button that you hit and it pauses the thing on the screen by one button press instead of, let me hit the PlayStation button and then this is the wrong menu. I hit the wrong button during this Blu-ray. Fucking, I just want a pause button.
Do you want
the button that says pause? What the fuck is
all I need?
Pause, and not pause with a stupid menu at the bottom of the screen. I want a pause menu that doesn't show anything, so I can look at the pretty picture on the screen if I feel like it.
Exactly. It doesn't black out the screen. Just stop it.
Just stop it.
Stop.
God. So
yeah, the camera thing. I mean, it's again, I know what you're saying. I think that's mainly just a I mean, I guess it would be nice if they would if the camera supported the actual games, but at the same time, that's not like a huge deal.
It's not
for real.
As long as moving forward, they do something with it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure they will.
I'm pretty sure they will too. I think we're going to be getting an actual upgrade just to the current headset of tracking plus the extra 30 frames per second, basically. So 90 to 120 hertz kind of range. And of course, higher quality visuals.
Absolutely.
I'm really thinking if they just put out some new controllers for the PS5 for the VR that support the new camera and all that stuff, then really all we'd have to be them. They could get Half-Life Alyx on PS5.
That would be rad,
and that would make a bunch of people buy more headsets. Real simple.
Make a bunch of people buy more, systems.
Yeah, absolutely.
Half-Life Alyx would end up being a pretty halfway decent system seller right there.
Yeah, because it pushed VR pretty hard, but at the same time, I think a bunch of people that had headsets have been waiting for that. So it
absolutely,
didn't
yeah.
They
I'm sure
knew
there
it was
was a
coming.
lot of people that once VR became a viable thing, they were just like, oh well, Valve's gonna finally put out another Half-Life.
They're gonna do it or something.
Something.
Because I don't think they were sure it was a Half-Life, but they knew Valve was doing something.
Absolutely.
So now on to the big news, and I don't know that we're going to talk about this for a long time, but it's definitely the big deal that happens.
Yeah. This is the most relevant thing currently.
Damn it! Why are we so relevant?
See what happens.
Okay, guys.
Look, you want me to rant about Night Trap for a little bit? That was
Night Trap. I was watching the way those guys move. It's hilarious.
Oh, it's fucking great.
No, so
I love Night Trap. I just want to put that on the record, guys.
Night Trap forever.
This might invalidate all of my other opinions, but Night Trap is fun as shit.
Is a legitimate rank S.
Absolutely
experience.
hilarious.
So, GameStop is
what's up
partnering.
with old GameStop?
Get the stoop.
What's up with the stoop?
They are partnering with Microsoft, and I think this is good timing.
Yeah, because what was the wording? It was like a multi-year, strategic partnership,
which sounds like a bunch of garbage.
We know what that means.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They love,
but
each
essentially,
other.
just like Microsoft now has a stake in GameStop.
They have a stake in it. it seems like I was saying last time about the whole cell phone model for Xbox.
Absolutely.
This is going to be their physical location so that they can push that, much like the way that Verizon and T-Mobile. Do they really need a physical store when it comes to like the way that e-commerce is? I guess not really.
Not wholly, but they're still...
Because there's a bunch of people that need a place to go to deal with this stuff.
Absolutely.
And you're going to be able to sell somebody on the new thing easier in a store that doesn't know anything about this, right?
Absolutely.
So it seems like what's happening with GameStop is they're not going to stop selling other consoles.
They're not going to stop being GameStop.
No, they're just getting a big ol' upgrade with a Microsoft backbone, which is really cool because if any of you guys have fucking paid attention to the computer systems in GameStop, they've been the same since GameStop opened.
Absolutely. Yeah,
they're the same.
PC offerings at GameStop have always been very woeful.
Oh, I mean their computer system.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the actual in-store computer system. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like they have never updated. Yeah, they've never updated their actual like core, like how we actually operate these stores and where we keep all these people's information, which is where a lot of the problems end up coming in when you go into GameStop. Oh, we can't find this file, or we don't have it in our system that you pre-ordered this, whatever.
All this antiquated shit. You have, some things.
And that could potentially, because of this Microsoft partnership, get streamlined.
I wouldn't even say potentially.
It absolutely will.
This is what a company like GameStop needs. They're equipping all of the sales floor people with Microsoft Surface tablets.
Yeah.
You'll have your tablet. It'll be able to connect to that. What is it? The Azure 365. What the hell's it called? I don't know. Microsoft has so many different products. I can't remember what it's called.
Absolutely. But they all have shit names.
Most of them. Yeah. And but this is one of their cloud services that is. It seems like it's a data collecting, data streaming service, some kind of database kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And so imagine walking into GameStop and them going, "Oh, hi, have you gamed with us before, or have you bought with us before?" And you go, "Yeah, sure. This is my name or my phone number." They look you up like normal, but instead of them just being like, "How can we help you?" they can go, "Oh, well, I see you're into JRPGs. Did you know that there's a new Persona?
Yeah.
Or did you know that there's a new
the new Final Fantasy's out? Did you know about that? You've bought those before, right?"
Yeah. And to a degree, the person standing there doesn't even really have to know about said franchise. They can pull something up on a tablet while people are being checked out, and they can go talk to you.
They can also pull up, like, if you have any pre-orders.
That too.
Or any,
It'll have all your info as a customer.
It'll just be a cleaner data management system at this point, which should just make the whole process of buying there and a lot easier for not only you but the employees themselves, and that's a good thing,
And I'm hoping that they continue the trip that they have been on, the GameStop, with actually having older stuff, because
absolutely,
like especially online, they have a lot of older systems and they have that kind of thing. And if they brought back the having retro things occasionally,
absolutely,
that'd be really cool.
Well, and that would
they got rid of the knickknacks.
Well, and that's cool for me because I like that retro shit. I'm totally down with any brick and mortar store actually having access, because right now you go in there and it's pretty much the newest stuff plus the previous gen, and that's really all you get, and even that's fine.
Yeah, but half of the store is t-shirts and bobbleheads and fucking hats,
and I'm not saying they should go whole hog. Hey, here's they're selling a Super Nintendo, because a lot of people aren't even going to want it, but at the same time, a greater focus on games as on a whole would be what they really need to do, and I think this could be a step in a direction. I think it's more solid because of the fact that brick and mortar game stores are less and less common.
Yeah,
and GameStop, while there are some mom and pop stores, GameStop's kind of the last hanger on of that era of like purchasing games. And since things are going increasingly more digital, and I don't know if this will slow that progress at all, but at the very least,
no, I don't think it will, because you still need the boxes.
You still need the boxes,
and this is all
you still need a place for people to buy shit. I still want physical media most of the time.
Well, I mean the systems themselves, though.
The systems themselves, absolutely, that's a given. But what I'm saying is this could actually be very good for like gaming as a whole. To a degree. You know.
No, I agree with you on that, man. I think that we're at a point where, GameStop was already having a lot of trouble because of, like you said, the digital shift.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. And
the fact that just GameStop is just awful.
Man, it's
not a lot. I've never had a problem, but you hear stories.
GameStop's one of those things where I feel like there are a lot of people that work at GameStop that are really solid people, and there are a lot of people that care about games that end up getting there, but the corporate side of it kind of kills their soul. And the way that GameStop is managed usually is antithetical to the way that gamers actually.
But then I would also add to that, that's just retail, guys.
It's just retail. Yeah, it's just fucking retail,
and it's fucking it doesn't really matter where you work.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was just a bit of a digression.
Yeah, but if Microsoft used their money and their design, ideas to make GameStop a little bit more of like an Apple Store situation. Yeah, a little bit more.
And that's what it sounds like they're going for.
Yeah. Especially
Microsoft's Apple Store. Yeah. That's really the best way to explain it.
Yeah. And what if you could actually purchase PCs again at GameStop? I mean, hell, I don't even know if you ever could fucking buy PCs.
I don't know if you could buy like whole PCs, but I know they have a PC section.
They've always had games.
Yeah. And again, this has the potential of like kind of bolstering that a little bit because it has been kind of woeful to a degree.
Yeah. I think if they could, so number one, if Microsoft pushed check this shit out. This is a kick-ass idea.
I'm on the edge of my seat, man.
Okay, so they made a system on a chip for the Xbox Series S and X, right? So as you saw with the PlayStation 5 teardown, you got a big-ass chip in the center that's the CPU and the GPU, and then you have all your fast memory around it.
And that's just got a T1000 in it.
It's got a liquid metal T1000. That's right, yeah. The center is like that big, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like that thick, and of course this thing's a beast.
You guys see what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, it's just this big. It's like a waffle, okay? Okay. So like an Eggo, okay, like an Eggo,
essentially an Eggo.
Size.
Imagine an Eggo that's a computer chip.
Little thinner, but an Eggo. So, but my point is that heart of everything there is pretty much your whole system.
Yeah.
Right. You got your fast ass memory, you got your GPU, you got your CPU, and you have a couple of other things. So
and then everything else is pretty much just connecting to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So Microsoft has basically the same kind of thing in the Xbox. If they did this thing that I heard about, which is to release a Microsoft Surface line that has the same hardware in it as the Series X, to where it's a Microsoft Surface tablet that just runs Windows, but it has an Xbox mode. Here's Xbox mode for your tablet that runs Windows.
All right.
And it might be a little bit more expensive because it's also a Microsoft Surface tablet, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got the fancy screen built into it. You got all that stuff. So let's say that your Series X is $500. Let's say you could spend $8 and you could have a Microsoft Surface tablet computer that is a Series X built into it. Okay.
So you could potentially play, the same games that you would for a Series X on your tablet.
Which means that they could also push the Game Pass thing, but it also means that it's just modern PC hardware. Absolutely. Because it's nothing too crazy. I mean, it's custom, but it's nothing too crazy. It's still just, RDNA 2 and Ryzen 3. Ryzen 2, Ryzen 3, whatever. New Ryzen, new RDNA. And those things are coming out on PC side too. So it'll have driver support. So potentially, what if you could buy a tablet at GameStop that could also be your computer, but it would be a Microsoft tablet.
Yeah, exactly.
But it'd be your Xbox tablet. Like this is a snowball effect that if they work it correctly and this goes smoothly, I could see this becoming exactly what we're saying. It'd become almost like a Microsoft Apple Store. But I also don't think that would stop them from selling other game consoles.
No, and I don't think it should. Because that's just more money going to,
Well, they're making sales off of other people's consoles,
exactly.
Dude. They figured out a way to make a little bit of profit off of everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And if they're selling shit like cell phones, then that means they're going to make so much money off of interest, so much money off of people not paying their bill on time, so much money off of people having to return a console, and then they get to to refurbish that console, sell it back to somebody else, start the plan over, make the money again.
Absolutely. Well, just in general, just selling that subscription service in general is going to make them a lot of money, because I mean that's kind of other than the servers that you got to maintain, I mean there's really not a lot that you got to do just throwing shit up on digitally, and people paying you a month for your service. I mean, that's a steady revenue stream right there. That's a lot more steady than, hey, let's develop this huge, multi-million-dollar video game and cross our fingers that everybody's going to want to buy it. Now it's just like, hey, here's a whole bunch of games in this one place, and you just pay me this much of my. I mean, that's an easy sell.
I think Game Pass is kind of getting the other two scared, because I mean we know Nintendo's doing the Nintendo channel. Is that what it's called? Nintendo. What's it called? Nintendo Pass?
They got the online.
That's what it's called. Nintendo Online.
It's just Nintendo Online.
Fucking come on, guys.
I know. and
at least make a shitty name like Microsoft. Don't just, man. God damn it, Nintendo. Okay. They have Nintendo Online. Yeah. And then
which, I mean, it is what it is. I like it, but it's mostly for playing like Super Nintendo and old NES games. That's it.
Yeah, but it's cool.
It's all right.
You get that library.
At
and
least
how much
you get
is
that. It's $20 a year too. I mean, it's really not that bad.
That's insanity. So
you have that money.
Yeah, you got $20 a year, dude. Trust me. Okay. So the PlayStation side of things, they've decided that for the PS5, if you have PlayStation Plus, you have access to the 100 top PS4 games immediately.
Just immediately.
Yeah, so although I was like, I'm going to buy the disc system because I have discs for these games. Well, all those fucking games are on the thing. And I was like, well, I mean, the principle's there, but...
yeah.
This is the problem I'm having with Sony right now, man. Just tell us. Can you not just tell us everything? Just pull back the curtain, show me the dude. Okay, we know it's not a wizard with a big head. So just tell you already opened up the console.
We're not gonna have to kill any witches.
Yeah, you're getting there, man. But it's taken them so long just to tell you the basics of this does this. I think Xbox was way more forthright with like, hey, guess what? You get to play all your old Xbox games that already worked on Xbox One. And
I mean, ultimately, I think Microsoft's making a lot of really big moves this generation.
Man, they're trying, dude.
Yeah, they're actually trying. They
woke up,
and it seems like because Microsoft is making a lot of these big moves, which is fine with me. Because healthy competition, whatnot.
It's good for all of us, man.
It's good for all of us. So ultimately, what this is like proving, I mean, Microsoft has pretty much already proved with their current Game Pass setup and their current on their current platforms that it is a successful model, and other people will start, hopefully start doing kind of the same thing, and that's just good for us as consumers, man.
It really is. I see everything moving.
There could potentially be hiccups and problems, but hey, man.
But this is all very consumer friendly.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah.
So far.
So this next generation's looking promising so far. I mean, I don't see the big game on Xbox that I care about enough to go buy a Series console yet.
Absolutely.
And having an Xbox One X means that I'll be able to play the first year of games on that. I should be able to without a problem. So, I mean, but they've bought so many new studios that it's coming.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, Microsoft's making some big moves, man.
And Nintendo might not make another generational console again. They might just continue to make the Switch.
At least not for a while.
The new Switch, the new Switch.
Yeah.
Now,
which at this point, I know everybody's just like, oh, man, there's a Nintendo Pro. But that's really all that we know about it.
Yeah.
If that, and even that's still just basically a rumor based on leaks.
And it might.
And I don't see why they wouldn't upgrade it, but at the same time, I haven't seen any reason for me to get all like wet over it yet.
Yeah.
Of course they're going to make another. Of course they're going to do an upgrade of that system. Of course they are, but the Switch itself is selling so well at this point. There's no reason for them to give us any information.
Yeah, they're still all sold out.
Yeah,
they just keep being sold out. Well, everything's sold out.
Everything's sold out right now.
It's crazy. I almost think the only reason everything's still sold out is because they want to make sure that they have stock for the holidays, so they just haven't been putting it out they're just like, well,
that makes sense.
Let's hold on. And
Yeah.
make everybody kill each other at Black Friday. How's Black Friday going to go with all the corona? Are they doing it?
I don't know. Probably. I mean, here where we are, there's not really a whole lot of people like just staying, like be in quarantine.
Well, we actually, side note here.
Yeah.
Turns out Alabama is one of 2 states that is in the downslide, like pretty much constantly for
Well,
numbers.
that's good. That's good for where we live.
That makes me feel even better because not only do I live in Alabama, I live in the fucking woods.
Yeah.
So I'm nowhere near people most of the time.
Absolutely. And hopefully the rest of the country will be able to catch up to us for once.
Yeah. We've got one.
We're not the last one anymore.
It's that
at this situation.
It's that and roll tide, baby. That's all
right.
it is. That's all we got. I don't care about football. I just had to say that.
Absolutely.
Represent Alabama.
Represent
for
Alabama.
One thing, right?
Yeah, right.
Now let me represent something I care about. Kaneka sausage, y'all.
Yeah, Kaneka sausage.
Go
y'all.
eat some Kaneka sausage. If you're not from Alabama, if you have the ability to order some Kaneka sausage online, do yourself a favor.
Do yourself a favor, man. That's a good pork product.
Oh, that's a fine pork product right there.
By the way, this episode is not sponsored by Kaneka.
But if you'd like to reach out, we would take a sponsorship from Kaneka sausage.
We'll take a sponsorship from Kaneka any day.
Yeah, we'd also take a sponsorship from
you can
guys.
pay us in Kanekas and money.
So many Kanekas. Ooh. We just got freezing Kanekas.
We just got a
so they don't
box
get
of
bad.
Kanekas.
Kaneka's going to hear this.
That's right.
I don't think I've ever said Kaneka this many times.
Words gone weird on me.
Ooh, it's no longer a word anymore. It's just a series
a sound
of sounds
that you make out of your,
Kaneka.
Kaneka.
Yeah, I bet it's like a river or something around here. I bet that's what it is.
Probably.
One of the native named rivers around here.
Anyways,
you guys can find us
on Spotify and Anchor and YouTube and anywhere else where you listen to podcasts. Guys, if you want to contact the show, do that by through email with the OR Gaming Show @gmail.com.
Yeah, and that's going to be it for this one, guys. We'll come back next week with more. I'm going to make sure that this next episode is as relevant. It's going to be as
irrelevant. It can't be relevant, man.
I'm going to fucking talk about something that nobody cares about, okay?
That's right.
Yeah, I'm going to go into Genesis Pixel Dithering is what I'm going to talk about. Next episode, Genesis Pixel Dithering. Bye, guys.
And a full breakdown of Night Trap.
Yeah, and some breakdancing.
That's right.
With a breakdown. And please enjoy our new intro and exit music. This is actually from me and Scott's band, Hakujin. And we'll have links.
Yeah, guys, tell us what you think about the music down below. How do you think it works?
Trying out a new thing.
We're trying a new thing. We're trying to do this thing right.
So cue the music. Bye, guys.
Bye.